Have you ever felt lost, not knowing where to turn? Hello everyone, this is Andrew with Revitalizing Your Health, and today I'm coming on to share more of my story about losing our baby daughter. The days following having to make that choice to unplug our daughter were difficult days. For me as a mother, and I know anybody out there that's a mother could understand what I'm saying, you have held this baby in your belly for 9 months. You've grown to love that baby. And then if you're like me, I was nursing my baby, and there's that closeness of a mother-child relationship that nobody else can have. And suddenly that's pulled away from you. It was a very difficult time. I can't even describe the feeling inside, the separation, the abandonment of that feeling, but anybody who's been through it knows what I'm talking about. It was a very difficult time. And after we lost her, it was all this hubbub of preparing for a funeral. There were so many wonderful people in our lives that helped us. We had help with getting ready for the funeral. I think of my dad. He chose to dig the hole where we buried our daughter. And I know I shared with you, we were able to bury her on our property in the state in which we live. And he wanted to do it by himself. And he made such a beautiful spot and made the arrangement so nicely that when we arrived from the actual funeral, it was a beautiful spot in which we laid our daughter. It was a very, very difficult time. Many people around us loving us and caring for us. But you know, when that funeral is over, people go their own way. And it's not that they forget about you. I don't believe that they forgot about us, but everybody has a busy life. And things kind of got back to normal for them. But for us, it did not. And I remember the financial difficulty. I mean, back then, it was an $18,000 bill. And that was more than we made in a year. And it seemed like such an overwhelming amount. And we thought that maybe we were even going to have to sell our property and sell our home, our business, whatever, just to be able to get out of the debt this had put us in. But thankfully, with the help of our bookkeeper for our business, he was so kind to go to each meeting with me, with the state and the county, to see what we could do to get some financial help. And we were so grateful that the bill got taken care of for us. But of course, that still didn't take care of the hurt and the pain that was happening inside. I remember just feeling the need of having people around me. And I did. I had a dear friend that called me every single day just to see how I was doing, and she would let me talk. And sometimes we were just silent and she would let me cry. And I think that many people don't reach out because they don't know what to say and what to do. And I just want to encourage you, if you have lost somebody, it doesn't even have to be a child, anybody, I encourage you to reach out to a friend and just let them know you need their support, because often they don't know what to do. And on the other side, already gone through what I've gone through, I would encourage you have a friend that's going through a loss, reach out to them, encourage them, pray for them, let them know you're there, and do it often, because they need your support. Another thing that was very difficult during that time is we had 2 boys. One was 4 and one wasn't quite 2 when our daughter died. And our 2-year-old started having nightmares. He would wake up screaming, and I couldn't even get him to calm down or to stop screaming. And I would just hug him and love him, and I would pray for him. And this would go on for a few minutes, and finally he would calm down and relax and go back to sleep. And I knew he was having nightmares because I took the pictures away that we had of our daughter, and he stopped the nightmares. And as soon as I brought them out, he started crying again. This is a whole family suffering. And so the need to have somebody that's reaching out and caring is so important. And I can look back and I can see God's hand through everything, even though at the time he seemed so far away. I know that when we are going through difficult times, God is there, and he will be always there with us, even though we don't feel it. But by faith, we have to believe that he is there. Those of us who have friends that are going through things, it may be our faith that helps them hang on. So be sure that you reach out and touch those people that are going through hard times. Now, one thing that was very difficult during this time also is because our financial situation was so bad during the whole pregnancy, during the beginning of the birth. Remember back then, it wasn't like you took a whole bunch of pictures and this is on your digital camera and you can decide which ones you want to develop and which ones you don't. We had film. So when you were done taking pictures, you had to go in and get it developed, and then you could see how they turned out. We didn't have the money to buy a bunch of film, so we didn't have very many pictures. And that was another difficulty that was so hard, that our pictures were so limited. Looking back now, I can say, no matter what, the most important thing is make sure you get pictures. Do whatever you can to get pictures when you are capable of doing so. Of course, now it's so much easier that we can take many pictures, which I'm so grateful for. But one thing that really helped me through that time as well is the promise that God has given. And I want to share that promise with you right now. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verses 16 through 18. And it reads, "For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God. And the dead in Christ shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. Wherefore, comfort one another with these words." That is a comfort to me, because I know that my daughter is sleeping in the grave now, but someday the voice of God will awaken her, and the angels will bear that my child, my daughter Bethany, to my arms, and I will hold her again, and I will be able to raise her in the most perfect environment. And I am looking forward to that day. I cannot wait for that day, and I want to be ready for his soon coming. And I don't know about you. I don't know what you're going through today, but I want you to know that God is there for you, and I want to be there for you. If you have gone through a similar experience as me and you have lost a little one, reach out to me. I would love to encourage you. I'd love to talk to you. I would love to be there for you and pray for you and do what I can to help you through your crisis. And just know that God is there beside you and that He loves you. We may not know on this earth why we go through these things, but someday we will know, and we will not have changed a thing. Because God knows the end from the beginning. He loves us more than anything. He loves our children more than we can. I know that He loved Bethany more than I could love her. And He chose to lay her to rest. And I don't know why, but I trust Him. And I look forward to that day when I can have her in my arms again. And I just pray that God's comfort will be with you. And until next time, keep healthy and God bless. If in any way you have been blessed by this video, please share, like, and subscribe to help me grow. And in advance, thank you.